So today we are going to start DWR 02 11th class physics motion in one dimension. Okay, आई होप आप लोग ने पिछला वाला वीडियो देखा होगा जिसमें DWR 01 हम लोग ने डिस्कस किया था. आई एम राहुल शर्मा फ्रॉम दशस्त्र एकेडमी. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इज you drive a car at a speed of 70 km per hour in a straight line for 8.4 km and then the car runs out of petrol. You walk for 30 minutes to reach a petrol pump at a distance of 2 km. The average velocity from the beginning of your drive till you reach the petrol pump is, right? So we have started from point A, suppose, and the speed of the car is 70 km per hour and the distance we have traveled with this speed is 8.4 km and we reach point B. At this point the petrol of the car is over and now we reached 2 km further to the petrol pump, suppose point C, and we take 30 minutes to travel this distance. Right now we have to calculate the average speed for the whole drive. Okay, so what is the formula for average speed? Formula for average speed is total distance total displacement divided by total time, right? Total distance is 8.4 plus 2 divided by total time. From this case we can say that time is what? Distance upon speed. So this will become 8.4 divided by 70 plus, here the time is 30 minutes. In hours we can write it as 1 by 2. Clear? So this will become 10.4 divided by 8.4, that will be 84 by 700, can be written as 84 by 700 will can calculate here 84 by 700. This is 7 into 100 times, this will be 7 into 12 times, so this will become 0.12 plus 0.5. So this will become 10.4 divided by 0.72, correct? And after calculating this we'll get 16.8 km per hour. So this should be your answer, that is option A is correct. Clear? Then question number 2. A body starting from rest accelerates at a constant rate of a meter per second square for some time, after which it deaccelerates at a constant rate b meter per second square to come to rest finally. If the total time elapsed is t second, the maximum velocity attained by the body is, we have to calculate the maximum velocity. So since acceleration is given, I am drawing a graph for this. Here suppose this is velocity time graph, this is the origin, and the body is starting from rest. Since it is starting from rest at a constant acceleration a for some time, so the graph of velocity time will give you acceleration for time t1. So let us assume this as time t1, right? And for some time, after which it deaccelerates at a constant rate b meter per second square. So this should be deacceleration b meter per second square for some time. So suppose this is time t2. Clear? And finally comes to rest. So here again velocity becomes 0. If the total time elapsed is t, that means I can say that t will be equals to what? t1 plus t2. This is the total time taken. The maximum velocity attained by the body is given by, obviously ब्रेक लगाने से पहले जो velocity होगी, that means this point, this will be my maximum velocity which we have to calculate, right? Now if I assume this angle as theta 1, I know that tan theta 1 will be equals to opposite, this side will be opposite, the length of that side will be v max divided by adjacent, this is my adjacent in this triangle, so t1. And I also know that tan theta is nothing but the slope of the graph, that will be equals to a. So from here I can say that t1 will be equals to v max by a, correct? In the same way, if I consider this angle as theta 2, then tan theta 2 will be equals to again opposite side divided by adjacent, and now the slope is b. So from here I can say that T2 will be equals to V max by B, correct? So we have got the value of T1, we have got the value of T2, put both this values in this equation. So T will be equals to V max by A plus V max by B. By taking the LCM, I can write T is equals to V max as common, into bracket this will become B plus A divided by AB, and therefore V max will be equals to ABT divided by A plus B, correct? And so the correct option should be option A. I hope this is clear. आप लोग लिख सकते हैं पॉज करके अपनी स्क्रीन को, राइट? देन क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. The initial velocity of the particle is u at t equals to 0 and the acceleration f is given by at. Note it down, the acceleration value is given as at. Which of the following relation is valid, right? So we know that v is equals to u plus at. Here acceleration is ft. By doing the integration, in place of f we can replace the value by at, and this will be dt, so dot dt, okay? After doing the integration, a is constant, integration of t will become t square by 2, and this should be my final answer, that is option B is correct. Clear? यहाँ पे जो एक्सेलरेशन था वो हमको इस इक्वेशन से गिवन था, इसलिए हमको ऐसा करना पड़ा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. A particle moves along x-axis as, so equation is given as x is equals to, I am opening the bracket, 4t minus 8 plus 80 square minus 480 plus 4a. Which of the following is true? Okay, first option, initial velocity of the particle is 4. That means we have to put the value of t equals to 0 in velocity equation. The acceleration of the particle at the origin. So first of all, the particle is at origin at t equals to 0. If I put the value of t as 0, this will become minus 8, then plus 4a. So option is not matching, the particle is at origin. This is not the correct answer. If I differentiate this equation, I will get velocity, so dx by dt. By differentiating, this will become 4 plus minus 8 will become 0. Differentiation of this will be 280, this will be minus 4a, and finally again 0. Okay, so first option, the velocity, the initial velocity means again time t equals to 0, so this will become 4 minus 4a. Again this is not 4, so this will not be our answer. Then the b1 is the acceleration, that means you again have to differentiate this velocity to get the acceleration equation. So acceleration will be dv by dt. Differentiating this will become 0, this will become 0. For this it will become 2a, and yes, the acceleration is 2a. So acceleration of the particle is 2a. This should be your correct answer. So B is the right answer for this. Question number 5. The initial velocity of a body moving along the straight line is 7 meter per second. It has a uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second square. The distance covered by the body in the 5th second of its motion is 5th second. That means you have to use the formula ascent, and the formula for ascent is u plus a by 2 into bracket 2n minus 1. Initial velocity is 7 plus acceleration is 4, so 4 by 2. Time is 5, so in place of n it will be 5 minus 1, that is 7 plus 2 into bracket 9, so 7 plus 18, so your correct answer should be 25 meter. This should be your correct answer, that is option A is right. Clear guys? Next, the velocity of a particle depends on time according to the equation as, equation given as v is equals to 20 plus 0.1 t square. The body is undergoing. Okay, we have to choose the correct option out of this 4. All the options are given in acceleration or retardation. That means you first have to find the acceleration equation. That means we have to differentiate velocity equation. Differentiation of this 20 will become 0. This will become 0.2 t. We can easily say that acceleration is a function of time. It depends on time. That means as time increases, acceleration will also increase, and therefore this is non-uniform acceleration. Correct? Neither uniform acceleration, neither non-uniform nor uniform acceleration, and it depends on time, therefore it should be non-uniform acceleration. Clear? Next, question number 7. From the top of a tower 80 meter high from the ground, a stone is thrown in the horizontal direction with a velocity of 8 meter per second square. The stone reaches the ground after time t and falls at a distance of d from the foot of the tower. Assuming g equals to 10 meter per second square per meter square, time t and distance d are given by. So this is our suppose ground. Here there is a tower and the height of the tower is given as 80 meter. A stone is thrown horizontally in this direction with initial velocity of 8 meter per second. It should be meter per second, right? Typing error. The stone reaches the ground after time t and falls a distance d from the foot of this distance is given as d. Here the time t is equals to 0. As soon as it hit the ground, the time becomes t. We have to calculate the value of d and t, okay, both the values. So how to calculate? Since it is given in the horizontal direction, I can say that its vertical velocity, initial vertical velocity should be 0. Correct? So if I use the equation v equals to u plus at, final velocity we don't know, so no need to use this equation. What else can be done? If I use the equation s equals to ut plus half at square, yes. The the vertical distance covered is 80 meter. Vertical initial velocity is 0 plus half into gravity plus 10 into t square. So this will become 80 is equals to 5t square. That is 16 equals to t square. So t will be equals to 4 second. You have to neglect the negative sign. So time should be equals to 4 second. That means this 2 won't be your answer. COD. Now we have to calculate the distance d. Okay. So if I use the formula, see, in horizontal direction the acceleration in horizontal direction is 0. Therefore I can use the formula speed equals to distance upon time. So distance will be equals to speed. Horizontal speed is 8, which will remain constant throughout the motion, into time is 4. So horizontal distance will be equals to 32 meter, and therefore C should be your correct answer. Clear, guys? Simple. Question number 8. Potential energy of a particle is related to x coordinate by the equation. So potential energy is given as x square minus 2x. Particle will be in stable equilibrium at, we have to calculate at what point your particle will be stable. Now we know that the equation is given for potential energy. F is equals to du by dx. If the value of this with a negative sign is equals to 0, then your particle will be in stable equilibrium. Okay. So du by dx will be equals to what? 2x minus 2. You have to equate this equals to 0. So x will be equals to 1. At this point your particle will be in a stable equilibrium. So your correct answer should be option B. Very simple. Because for stable equilibrium your external force should be equals to 0. That's why we are equating it with 0. Clear? Question number 9. A car starting from rest accelerate at rate f through a distance s, then continues at a constant speed for time t, and then deaccelerates at rate f by 2 to come to rest. If the total distance traveled is 15 s, then which of the following is correct? Little bit lengthier question, थोड़ा सा tough है, थोड़ा सा lengthy है, but simple है. See, we'll make the situation. Suppose particle start हो रहा है point A से, car start हो रही है, starting from rest. So initial velocity at this point is 0. Accelerates at a rate f through a distance s. यहाँ से B point तक गया. Acceleration यहाँ पे f है forward direction में, और ये जो distance travel किया है, this distance is s. Correct? Then continues at a constant speed for time t. सपोज यहाँ पे पहुँचने पे इसकी वेलोसिटी हो गई v1, यहाँ से पॉइंट C तक वो कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी v1 से गया है टाइम t तक, एंड देन डीएक्सलरेट्स एट द रेट ऑफ f/2, डीएक्सलरेट हो रहा है इसलिए -f/2 टू कम टू रेस्ट. दैट मीन्स हियर द फाइनल वेलोसिटी शुड बी इक्वल्स टू 0. इफ द टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 15s, सपोज यहाँ का डिस्टेंस मैं मान लेता हूँ x, यहाँ का डिस्टेंस मैं मान लेता हूँ y. सो ऑब्वियसली आई कैन से दैट s plus x plus y should be equals to 15s, that is x plus y should be equals to 14s. ये आपको गिवन है. x और y की वैल्यू हम लोग को फाइंड आउट करना है, ये हमारा टारगेट होगा, राइट. देखो कैसे करते हैं. सपोज मैं a से b तक के मोशन की अगर बात करूं तो मेरी फाइनल वेलोसिटी मैं फॉर्मूला यूज़ कर रहा हूँ v² इक्वल्स टू u² प्लस 2s. यहाँ पे मेरी फाइनल वेलोसिटी v1 है, सो v1². इनिशियल वेलोसिटी 0 है, 2 एक्सेलरेशन f है, डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया s. यहाँ से मुझे v1 की वैल्यू आ गई √2fs. क्लियर. अगर मैं bc मोशन की बात करूँ तो एक्सेलरेशन नहीं है, यानी मैं फॉर्मूला यूज़ कर सकता हूँ स्पीड इक्वल्स टू डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम. सो डिस्टेंस विल बिकम स्पीड इनटू टाइम. और यहाँ से अगर मैं v1 की वैल्यू रिप्लेस करता हूँ, सो दिस विल बिकम √2fs इनटू टाइम. करेक्ट. फिर अगर हम मोशन c से d तक की बात करें, c से d तक की मोशन में अगेन अगर मैं ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज़ करता हूँ v² इक्वल्स टू u² प्लस 2s. फाइनल वेलोसिटी मेरी 0 है, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी v1 है, सो v1 का स्क्वायर हो जाएगा 2fs जो कि यहाँ से आ रहा है, -2 इंटू एक्सेलरेशन विच इज़ f/2 इंटू डिस्टेंस. ये 2 से 2 कैंसिल हो जाएगा, f कॉमन निकल के कैंसिल हो जाएगा, यानी y विल बी इक्वल्स टू 2s, राइट. तो मुझे y की वैल्यू मिल गई, मुझे x की वैल्यू मिल गई. नाउ आई हैव x प्लस वाई इक्वल्स टू 14s. अगर मैं वैल्यू रिप्लेस करता हूँ तो √2fs t प्लस 2s इज इक्वल्स टू 14s. That is √2fs into t will be equals to 12s. Squaring both the side, 2fs t square will be equals to 144s square. एक s से एक s कैंसिल हो जाएगा, ये बचेगा ft square equals to 72s, and therefore your final answer should be s is equals to 1/72 times ft square. This should be your correct answer, that is option C is correct. क्लियर गाइस. थोड़ा सा लेन दिए, पॉज करके आप नोट कर लीजिए. नहीं समझ में आया तो फिर से एक बार वीडियो को देखना, राइट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 10. Two cars A and B are traveling in the same direction with velocity v1 and v2 where v1 is greater than v2. When the car A is at a distance d ahead of car B, the driver of the car A applied the brakes producing a uniform retardation and there will be no collision when. We have to calculate कि किस कंडीशन में कोलिजन नहीं होगा. हमें दिया है दो कारें A और B. A की वेलोसिटी है v1 जो कि ज़्यादा है, v2 की वेलोसिटी है B की वेलोसिटी है v2, और दोनों के बीच का इनिशियल डिस्टेंस है d. A वाले ने थोड़ी देर बाद जब डिस्टेंस d था उस टाइम पे ब्रेक लगाया, रिटार्ड किया, और कोलिजन नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है. तो इस कंसेप्ट को, इस क्वेश्चन को हम लोग सॉल्व कर सकते हैं रिलेटिव मोशन के कंसेप्ट से, जो कि आपको क्लास में पढ़ाया गया था. रिलेटिव मोशन का अगर मैं कंसेप्ट यूज़ करूँगा तो मैं बता सकता हूँ कि इनिशियल वेलोसिटी का डिफरेंस जो है दैट इज़ v1 माइनस v2. v1 बड़ा है इसलिए v1 माइनस v2. फाइनल वेलोसिटी दोनों एक दूसरे के पास में जाएंगे तो सेम वेलोसिटी हो जाएगी, लेकिन कोलिजन नहीं होना चाहिए. तो फाइनल वेलोसिटी शुड बी इक्वल्स टू 0, राइट. अगर मैं फॉर्मूला यूज़ करता हूँ v² इक्वल्स टू u² प्लस 2s, दिस विल बी 0, दिस विल बी v1 माइनस v2 का होल स्क्वायर. डी एक्सेलरेशन हो रहा है इसलिए -2a डिस्टेंस s. देयरफॉर यहाँ से मुझे s की वैल्यू मिलेगी v1 माइनस v2 का होल स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 2a. अगर कोलिजन नहीं होना चाहिए तो मेरा डिस्टेंस इस s से बड़ा होना चाहिए गाइस. देयरफॉर d शुड बी ग्रेटर देन v1 माइनस v2 का होल स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 2a. दिस शुड बी योर फाइनल आंसर, दैट इज ऑप्शन C इज करेक्ट, राइट. आई होप क्लियर है. थैंक यू सो मच. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में अगला DWR हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे, राइट. Thank you everyone.